got some henna done on my hand over the weekend. And I looked over and sure enough, I see an Artemis brand of Dory Balm right there in my spa. And I was like, whoa.
That's crazy.
What is her CBD brand?
Dory Balm and
Blue Sage.
Blue Sage, yeah.
Blue Sage.
Yeah, and it's really funny because I was getting a massage at a place called Body Wisdom in Dexter, and they're selling Artemis brands now there too, and really using them for the massages too. So it's fantastic.
Well, it's really cool to see them in spas instead of just in dispensaries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
awesome.
That's exciting.
Getting those brands out there.
Sure.
It's really cool.
Alrighty.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. I am Ida Pearl Lee, the Deputy Director.
And my name is Jay Jones. I'm the Membership Director here at the MiCIA.
And we are coming to you live from our offices for this podcast.
Rainy day out there today, Ida.
It is rainy.
For sure. We have a lot going on.
Yes, we do. Today. Quite a bit.
You want to start off with a couple shout outs? Is that all right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Sure. So a couple of non-cannabis shout outs. My dog sitter, Country Town Canine in Dexter, do the best job. We have the happiest dog ever. I dropped her off today, and Chris, that runs the place, was actually asleep and came out to get my dog in early.
So you could come into work an hour early, which
exactly.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Second non-cannabis shout out, Kozachek's, the suit store down the road, right?
Oh, yeah.
So last week before our podcast, I came in and I was pretty much full wook. I mean, I wasn't selling grilled cheese in the parking lot like look yet, but I was close. So I called up Doug down there. They have a hair salon, and he just shaved everything up and did a great job.
You do more grooming than I do to get ready for the show.
Got my eyebrows.
Just saying.
Yeah. So another thing, I just want to give a shout out for Women's History Month. I'm wearing my Drakari shirt from Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, this is supporting women pre-last season, which was the worst character arc in TV history. So shout out to all the women that are making it happen in the cannabis business and beyond. And finally, if you're interested in being a member of the MiCIA, if you're a licensee or an ancillary business, my email will be at the bottom of the screen. It's j@micia.org. Feel free to shoot me a line, and we'll get you signed up.
Okay. Absolutely.
So,
all right, we're going to take it away with the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start us off.
We're going to go inside and out of the mitten today. Some fantastic things happening here. Okay. So, first, I don't know if you know about this year's High Times Cannabis Cup. They're doing something a little bit different. It's always been in person before and always had a selected group of judges. It actually started in Amsterdam in 1988, recognizing the best cannabis strains on earth and products. Michigan has had 13 spinoffs since, drawing over 200,000 people. It was actually canceled last year. Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. So this year, they're letting the general public be the judge. You can pick different categories, whether it's edibles, vapes, flower. You can sign up at High Times Cannabis Cup website, and you can also pick those up once you register the kits, the judging kits around Michigan. Now, keep in mind, a flower kit has 28 strains in it. So you have to try 28 different strains. It'll be about $280 without tax, which equals to about, I think, $10 a gram. So those are going to go on sale at on April 20th at 4/20, and the results will be at 4/20 on June 20th.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun.
You got it.
So another story that we have coming out of Lansing today is from one of our members, Tom Saad, over at Homegrown Cannabis. I don't agree with this headline, but it is what it is. Lansing Pot Shop gifts Everett High School senior with a full ride scholarship to MSU. And that goes out to Ridwan Shakik Omer, a 17-year-old senior from Everett High School in Lansing. She received a full ride scholarship to MSU, and we're super excited for that. That's some really awesome news.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Congratulations.
For sure. We have a couple more. New report came out that Michigan is now the 6th largest cannabis market in the country.
Wow. Go Michigan.
So in 2019, there's approximately 9,000 people employed by the cannabis industry. 18,000 at the end of 2020. That's a pandemic year.
Wow.
So, and there's actually more cannabis workers in this state now than police. So
awesome to hear.
We win. We got.
The other newsworthy story I have is that a cannabis compound inhibits SARS, which is the CoV2 replication in human lung cells. Researchers in the United States have conducted a study showing that a cannabis plant compound can inhibit the infection with severe acute respiratory syndrome, meaning the coronavirus. So it is good for something. They're finding. That's really cool to hear.
Smoke pot and
cannabis.
Smoke cannabis, sorry. A couple more. Genesee County, 3 months after the first license was issued in Michigan, we went into a pandemic, right? So other industries actually went down, but the cannabis industry, especially here in mid-Michigan, went up. And driving that is women and adults over 40, and also curbside was a huge factor in that. And now they're seeing that most people are doing a 50-50 curbside or pickup. So it's just based on convenience.
Okay. It's awesome to hear.
2 more and I'll be out of your hair. First, this is fantastic. In Spokane, Washington, a street artist known as the Mad Scientist, SIGNTIST, he changed all the green lights in Spokane to pod leaves. He took
that is super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that, but that's awesome.
So no one knows who this is, but as the saying says, not all heroes wear capes.
Hey, green to go.
Finally, I was getting a little worried after the greenhouse in Walled Lake stole the show with our news story last week that we were not going to have a greenhouse story. So Jerry Millen and Greenhouse are keeping the streak alive because CBS News just picked up this story. It's a little bit older, but it's still going on, I believe. Various companies are giving you incentives to go get your vaccination and come in for it. For instance, Krispy Kreme is giving away donuts, and the Greenhouse is giving away pre-rolls, and they're calling it the Pot for Shots program.
That's awesome to hear.
So
good job, Jerry.
Keep it up, Jerry.
Well, today with us on our show, we have Ryan Basore, and his brand is Redemption. Hey, Ryan, how you doing today?
Hey, buddy.
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys. You guys have quite the production value right out of the gate. I'm thinking I have to step up my game now.
Hey, now. So, Ryan, you've been busy this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah, I was. We were just on the Michigan 420 Michigan Marijuana Report with Mike Brennan, Jamie Cooper, and Rick Thompson, myself, and Josie Scoggin from Sons and Daughters United, and Josh Covert from Covert Law are all teaming up. There'll be a lot more announcements, but we've started the Great Lakes Expungement Network. And we've got a program that's already off and running where we're going to provide free legal service to anyone that wants to get expunged starting April 11th. And a lot more news to come with that. So that's it's exciting.
That's super exciting.
That's
absolutely.
Breaking news.
Yeah, exactly. Can you tell us a little bit about what your search led you into medical marijuana for? Your history.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I grew up in Dansville. It's a little town in Ingham County, and on the farm, and did a lot of farm work. And I was messing around at a friend's farm in the winter. I was like 11, and I fell off this tractor, and I landed on the ice, and it threw my hip bones out of place. And I started having issues with my hip bones being stable and coming out of place. I was extremely active in sports, so. Doctors prescribed me Flexerol, cyclobenzamine, when I was 12, and they told me to take it 3 times a day. And I started doing that, and it wasn't good. And then I was a valedictorian in my class, and also all right, I was second, but that's a long story. I wasn't valedictorian because I didn't snitch on somebody on a test cheating scandal. But anyways, I'll just say that, and it was a good lesson to learn. But then also I ended up playing a little even college sports. So I hid my marijuana use medically when I was in school so I could get away with it. And that kind of changed me. And then my parents used to always say, why you get so mad at cops? And I was like, because they're arresting people for marijuana. And I was just irate for my whole life about that ever since I can remember. So when I hit in 2008, I quit a good career, and I went all in right out the gate with everything I had, and that's what got me going. So
that's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
So, hey, Ryan, just on kind of a personal note, I first met you in 2019 at, I believe, Lobby Days in DC. We were lobbying for the Safe Banking Act. And, you know, several people just lauded you and your lobbying presence. And I'm going to get into why. You said once, when things were at their most bleak, I never lost faith in the path I chose. I have always believed in making decisions based on what is ethical and honorable. I've been working tirelessly and have stayed patient waiting for this opportunity. The dots are now connecting. It's time for redemption. So the reason I love that quote, by the way, and I love the fact that you studied Theodore Rex when you were in prison, you can get to that in a second, but you walked into Lobby Days and it was like you had a mission every lawmaker you met with. And I know my business partner was in your group. I mean, you know, backing up, were you just thinking of this, like, I'm going to change the world with cannabis? And is that been your driving force, I guess?
Well, like you know, like when you're getting ready to go into prison, it's you gotta do a lot of things with your mind, and you know, for me, it was yeah, you got me going a little bit.
Sorry, man, I really appreciate it.
For me, it was just like you know, like no matter what, like so like I knew early on cannabis, like what shouldn't be illegal. I understood the history. I did the research. And I knew it was bullshit. So like, I knew that. And, I was, considered like a crazy conspiracy theorist back when I was young, 2011, 12, we were the rioters on the Capitol steps, 8,000 marijuana patients. So like, people are asking me now, like, yeah, why aren't you all upset? It's like, I'm cool. They gave me marijuana. I can't believe they're letting me do this. So like, leave me alone. But, you know, like, so I got ready for it. I was just like, this is my mission in life. You only live once. And, you know, I was going to be going through a really tough, intense situation and it was going to happen. So I just looked at it and I embraced it. And I just said, I'm going to just make myself the best that I can when I was in there. So, and when I got out, I was ready. I worked, when I was in prison, I was on a crazy schedule, like just disciplined every day. I got up and did what I said I was going to do. So for 2.5 years, I was developed habits that have led me when I got out. So I'm just used to working, and I'm getting better at relaxing. So you know, we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Ryan, you are a founding member here at the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association. Why was it so important for you to be involved with this, and what's your driving force behind it?
So I met Robin early 2010, Michigan Avenue. I opened up Capital City Caregivers, and right down the street was Capital City.
Hey!
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So we had this on in the conference room down the hall, and I overheard it, and I'm popping in. I love you, Ryan, so much, and I just had to come in and say that, and I just, you know, was listening to what you were saying, and, you know, I visited you in federal prison, and it was one of the hardest trips that I ever had to take in my life, and I was just listening to you talk a little bit about that, and I just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you how much you mean to me and how proud I am of you, and how grateful I am to have you as a friend and colleague, and you deserve everything that you're building. It means a lot.
Thank you very much.
Love you.
Thank you. Thanks, and thanks for coming to see me. I know what's crazy is like through all this, the only time through all the indictments, through everything, the only time I almost cried was the first phone call to my now wife on the phone in prison, but I held it back because that was not going to look good. Not a good way to break in. But so, anyways, yeah, no, I met Robin, and she came marching down the street and knocked on the door and said, "I'm Robin Schneider. Who are you guys?" And me and my partner were like, just said, "We're, you know, this is who we are." And from that on, we started lobbying together. Robin was, you know, a lobbyist for us with the Michigan Association Compassion Centers. And then when I went away, you know, she really, like I couldn't do anything anymore, and she just carried the torch. So after 2018, after the elections, I'd been doing a lot of consulting and still did. And Robin said, "We need to start this association." And I said, "Yeah, we do." Because the thought is we worked so hard to get this law. We knew that people are going to constantly attack and try to change it and try to make it where people like myself and other people can't play anymore. So Michigan's different that way. I'm very thankful, but still the work has to be done and had to be done. So in 2019 January, there was a shortage of flour in the patients. There was a crisis, and we launched in the Capitol, and it's gone well. I'm really proud of the association, and I don't really think there's any other one like it in the country, based on like we're such activists and love the plant, and there's so much history, and the people involved, from the board members on down to the employees, they're all believe in justice and are doing this for the money. So it's pretty cool stuff. So I'm proud of it, and I got involved out of necessity, and I'm thankful for doing what I'm doing now. I'm doing my dream job, but I might not be able to keep doing my dream job if we hadn't created the association, is the way I look at it.
Exactly.
Let me kind of ask some about that, back up a little bit. Now, you went from being a convicted political prisoner, basically, for cannabis, part of the Oklahoma 7 back in 2012, to our state attorney general saying about you last year, she has deep respect for Basore's leadership and his work as a pioneer in the marijuana industry. I know Ryan as a cannabis industry visionary, and I expect he will continue to be on the forefront of the market for years to come. What does that feel like to have the chief law officer in your state that you went to prison from talking about you, lauding you in public like that?
Yeah, I could tell some stories, but I won't. But it's crazy. Like, and I talk to a lot of people about momentum, and that's why I'm so passionate about the criminal justice reform we're doing. We're at the beginning stages, and we're seeing that. But when me and Robin met in 2010, like, we could only get Virgil Bonero, Rep Durhal, Rep Cushenberry, and Rep Jeff Irwin to talk to us. Nobody else wanted to talk to us. We were parasites, and then we met with Dennis Shornack and Richard McClellan. He said, get a Republican on board. So anyways, we've gone all this way. And in the meantime, the old attorney general and the United States Western District attorney generals were out for blood, literally, like kicking in my door, multiple times, getting pulled over. I got pulled over 8 different times in 2 years and just shaken down. And I know they did that to Danny a lot too. And it's just constant helicopters and harassment. So 2 crazy stories I'm really proud of, and it's just karma. So when Dana won in Cobo and beat Pat Miles Jr., who was the one that put me and my family in prison for the Democratic nominee, she came out from behind, gave me a hug, said we'd won, and then he had to give his concession speech. And also his political campaign advisor got really dirty with me and my family, and it was Jen Strayer-Ayer. She's now an Ann Arbor City Councilwoman. They said some horrible things, and obviously he had to give his speech, and I was in the stairwell, and he had to literally bump past me on his way down after losing, and I got to go up there with Dana. So we were eye to eye. And then the night of the election, Prop 1, we were down at a big party at the Radisson. You see it down the street on my window. We're there, and across the street was the Republican head party, and they lost. And I'm up on the 8th floor and partying with Jeff Hank and Kyle Miller, hitting dabs, and I was Johnny Walker blued up, and we come rolling out of our room in a cloud of smoke, and we literally ran into Bill Schuette, his wife, and his 2 kids as they were opening up the door. As they were walking in, knew that they had lost. They ran into me and Jeff, and Jeff yells out, "Bill, congratulations!" And me and Kyle took off, basically running, and he goes, "No, you ran a great race." And then that was it. So it's crazy. Like, the 2 people that you talk about a trip, the 2 people that attacked me the most in my life, I got to see them at their weakest moments. So
cool. Karma.
Absolutely.
For anyone that doesn't know, that wasn't the election night party, was right over here at the Radisson, and Bill Schuette and everyone else, they were right across the street. So literally we all had to walk right past them, the whole crowd past them.
That's so awesome.
It was awkward, to say the least.
Right. Ryan, we know that the Last Prisoner Project is near and dear to you. Tell us a little bit about that and why.
So they've been great as a national organization that really kind of showed us some ropes. And what happened is I got connected through them through a couple people, but I know some people out west. Sold books with them, different things like that, and you know, people we know, and they told D'Angelo about me, and I got connected with Mary and Sarah over there, the executive directors, and the other top lady. Awesome. And we started talking. They got connected with the Michigan Cannabis Caucus. I know Robin had been talking to them, so we formed a group. And at the time, we just called a fund, Michigan Cannabis Prisoner Relief Fund.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on a second. We lost Ryan's sound for a second. We're getting that checked out. Ryan, can you hear us?
I'm back.
Yeah, there we are. Awesome. I'm sorry, we lost you there for a second.
I leaned on my cord. I pulled it out. So.
Shucks.
So we went around and we said, hey, we got people like so we were trying to work on getting like Michael Thompson out, Rudy Gamo, and we weren't getting anywhere. And one of the reasons that we weren't getting anywhere is the parole board was saying that Michael Thompson had no funds and no means when he got out. But LPP was saying we do have the funds, do have the funds, and they were ignoring them. So we said, all right, well, let's go make a big deal and go public. Let's raise all this money. We got over 35 cannabis companies to donate, and we're up to about 55,000 for it. And we were impressed. So then they couldn't say that he didn't have any funds anymore. So that was it. I was down there when Michael got out at 4 in the morning. It was amazing. And since then, we've created the Michigan Cannabis Freedom Coalition, and it's got a lot of great members. MiCIA, where Robin helps out. I don't know how that works as far as being an official member, but then it's LPP. It's Norm Reamer, who's the head of the National Association of Defense Attorneys, and that's a giant network. And it's also Michigan Cannabis Caucus, Redemption Foundation, Sozo, Weed Maps has helped out a lot, and there's a lot. Force Detroit. I'm leaving a lot off, and I apologize for who's listening. I didn't. And right now we've got a program where we're ready to expunge or give clemency to anyone in prison that qualifies. We've got all the attorneys standing by. Norm Reamer did it for President Obama. He was his clemency director. So we're just really waiting on our governor to give the go-ahead, and we're working on that right now. So there's about 1,300 people still at least in jail in Michigan for marijuana offenses, which is ridiculous. We're out here having the times of our lives for some of us, and they're in jail for that. And so that's what LPP's really helped set up. They've really focused on Michigan because of the climate. We have an AG that's friendly. We have politicians that friendly. We have activists that always there. I ask me, well, how do you guys have so many activists? I was like, you don't understand how many people's doors got kicked in and what happened here. You know, they weaponized us. Like, we are what we are. Like, it just happened, Ida, you know that.
Yeah.
Jay, yeah. So we are the product of our environment and in the moment in time. So they focused on Michigan, and we've been running with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing and so impactful, and that's just it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So let's really talk about your brand and that message that's in your brand. And also, it's interesting when you read the article that was done on you in the MiCIA magazine, your coalition building. You've built this like almost Avengers team, with your growers and the people. Just tell us about that process and tell us about Redemption. It's a great product. Tell us why it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I love cannabis, and if you love the plant, it's about sharing and working with people. And I always just wanted to have a little my little piece of what I get to do and slice of the pie and try to do a lot of good. So I knew Tom Bell at Real Leaf for a long time. I've known Drew Driver for a long time, and I've known Kevin Pipus for a long time. So these guys are all great growers. They made it over the market. They're in it for the right reasons, and I can't tell you how amazing it has been working with them. And as I've learned, as I'm learning all the differences and the intricacies of this new market and all the different types of people in it, I really appreciate their friendship, and they're in it for the right reasons with me. And I thought, you know, instead of being a big corporate label and a logo, it's cannabis. Like, we want to know who's growing our medicine, and who's processing it, and who's all doing that, and we want to know that they love it. So I try to feature the people that I work with, and then I try to be in stores that align with my missions. Like, I'm not on LeafLink. I've, you know, been able to keep prices where they should be. You know, I didn't, you know, I don't realize cannabis isn't a commodity. We don't do that unless on the black market either. So like, or illicit market. And then, so like, it's just having that mindset, and it's gone really, really good. And I've had people be super generous to me, and I guess it's good karma coming back. Like, Gage just gave me $50,000 and even benefited me other ways more. They've been generous. I don't talk about, but and you know, I'm in all their stores and cookies and that as well, and they never ask for anything back in return except for that I just do what I'm setting out to do. And it's been fun being in, you know, a lot of my old friends' stores as well, all the old caregiver stores, which seem to be doing better than the big stores. You know, come to find out, you got to know about cannabis, and you got to know how to sell it. And it's not a regular retail game. I'm watching some of these guys and gals that have been doing this, and I've learned so much in the last 4 months watching stores, really good stores, how they increase traffic and sales and deals. And I'm adjusting to try to, me and Drew Driver especially, and Kevin Pipus, and Tom Beller, but me and Drew are doing a lot more together. We're going to adjust and really try to bring a lot of value to the stores that we're working with. And then 10% of all my revenue goes to the foundation. And along with that, I'm getting great donations. I know the refinery in Kalamazoo sends a check every month. Act Labs has got a great like give back program. Anyone that tests with them and that works with me gets a great deal, and they're giving a good chunk of the percentage to the foundation. So you know, it's been great. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm also happy everyone's sun's coming out, and the Michigan market is heating up. So sure, everyone's smiling. People are calling me I haven't talked to in months, wanting product, and I'm about all sold out. So we made it. Michigan is back.
Yay. That's awesome, Ryan. That's so
expect it to happen again next year. Everyone, come on, don't freak out.
You know, that just what he just said really speaks to the community of cannabis up here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And Ryan, a lot of that is what you set up and Robin has set up, and you know, people like Mark Passerini and a lot of our board members. I am just, you know, for people that know at home, Ryan was the membership director way before me, and I was like,
business development.
Oh, that's Isaiah. So big shoes to fill, buddy. I was about to say I did. You have even bigger fill. That's our producer. So it's just awesome. Everything done in that networking, and whether you know it or not, it helps other people coming into the industry. It helps the little guy that, you know, doesn't have that corporate money because of the network that you guys have set up. They have that opportunity. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I get a big kick out of seeing some of the people I've met over the last even 3 or 4 years. So I try to like treat everybody good. People reach out to me, and if they come respectful and you know, just not, you know, non-respectful, I guess, I always try to give some time and a little advice, and just, you know, that's really paid off, because a lot of those guys now are opening stores and they remember it and they want me to carry their product. So who knew? Right. So it's really, man, 2021 is looking to be some type of year for Michigan marijuana, and I guess we'll see what happens federally too. So
heck yeah, absolutely. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so fun talking to you and catching up with you.
Yep, you guys got me. That was a good show.
Yeah, what else do you want to share with us, buddy?
Let me see here. I'm super excited about the summer annual that's going on, the MiCIA. The first year was awesome. It's no other event you get to relax with a bunch of decision makers. And then also last year it was like the only event. It was outside. It was beautiful. But this year I know a lot. If you're not getting your tickets now, get them quick, because I know big companies that are ancillary that are asking me when it is and how much can they spend, and they're renting Airbnbs and all this stuff. So I'm taking advantage of it. I don't think I'm going to pay pay to go this year, but no. Besides that, I do have a podcast.
Well, you have quite a title to defend too.
Yeah, you really did, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get practicing, but and then also I do have the Smoke and Rope podcast. I do it with Tom Beller and Kevin Pybus, and we've done 37 straight weeks. We're proud of it. Last week we had state rep Graham Filler. It was awesome, and like tomorrow we'll be going live at about 11:10 on Facebook Live on Redemption, and then you can find it on iTunes and Spotify and all that. But we'll have Harley Wales, who's the mayor of Kalkaska, to talk about all the money they've received and what it's mean for the industry. So we just try to talk about the industry and have a lot of great guests on it. Robin's been on it twice. Ida's been on it once. Jay and Isaiah are working towards it. They're almost there. So we're proud of that. We got a new sponsor, actually, Maynard, a big accounting firm that's really into helping the littler guys, and we didn't even ask for it, so it kind of took off. So we just talk about the industry. So if you're in the industry, take a listen. And then it's also really cool. There's a lot of new age. There's a lot of guys in prison now that are reaching out, that are listening to it and asking for help. So pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tune in. It's a great show. It really is.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you soon.
Really
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That is our show. But before we go,
just our quick member shout out. It's going to be Perry Johnson, Registrars Food and Safety Inc. They actually just did a webinar with us, correct?
Yes,
they did.
1 o'clock.
You can see it on our Facebook page. PJRFS, wholly committed to providing value-added cannabis safety certification to all its clients. With a diverse team and industry experience across all stages in both the food and cannabis production process, PJRFSI is uniquely suited to serve the industry as quality and safety, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, standards become even more crucial. PJRFSI is dedicated to putting clients' best interests first in all areas, from the smallest farm to the largest processing facility.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah,
for our ancillary members. Yeah, real quick, next week, we will be joined by the committee for the Hash Bash. We're super excited for that podcast, so we hope you join us then, and we hope you have a great evening.
Thank you. Isaiah and Zaria, big shout out for doing production and editing. We really appreciate it.
We're getting it together every week. We're getting better and better.
Better next week. Thank you. Bye.